Hello there friends, this is Joanna. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Today I want to show you an easy way to create string art. If you have never seen string art, you should really look it up. You can create the most amazing things for your home and they look so high-end and so sophisticated. I have seen string art in the store and I decided to give it a try, but I decided to do it my own way. Now when you look at string art, most of the pieces are, you have to take a piece of wood and some nails, and then you have a design and you're going to go in and you hammer those nails to create in the wood to create the design. And I have tried it and it really wasn't working out for me. The wood was too hard, the nails were falling out, my fat fingers were too fat. So I decided to use canvas. Now you can use black canvas, or this canvas here is from the Dollar Tree. It already has a nice design, so I can totally see that you could potentially put some kind of a light design on top of it. Me, on the other hand, I am using one of my canvases from the paint pour, which I'm going to link in the description below so that you know how I made it. So the next step is to create the actual design. So I'm going to be using hearts. Those 3 hearts were overly ambitious, so I decided to use just the middle heart. Not only that, I'm just going to use the outside of the heart. So you get your design and you can either, if you have carbon paper and you're using wood, you can just carbon paper it onto the wood. I am going to use the design on top of it, and I'm just attaching it with some tape. I already have varnish on my canvas, so I know that the paint is not going to pull. So after you are going to attach it, you see that I'm going to be creating the outline. You see all those little dots, and you can get these designs online everywhere. Just Google pattern for string art and all of these designs come up. So I'm going to use push pins in order to do that. I'm going to use white push pins because there's some white in the color in my paint pour, and I'm going to be also using white string, so I thought that it's going to go well together. And now you're going to go in and you're going to create your heart. I'm not putting the push pin into every single of those little dots. It's absolutely, it will be just way too much, but maybe every other 3 dots. So you're just going to go around and finish off your heart. Now you can also take those push pins, put them on, stick them into some kind of foam and spray paint them to the color that you want. So now we are stuck with this design and we have to remove it. Now if you had nails and they were really attached well to the wood, you would just pull it off, the design would just come right off. Now these are just push pins, okay, so there is definitely movement to them, which I'm going to fix in just one moment. So I'm starting off by tearing the excess on the outside, and I honestly thought that I would be able to easily just pull off the inside, but it wasn't really working. So I actually had to lift every little push pin and let the paper go. It looks like a lot of work, but honestly it was a breeze. And you could probably put all the get rid of all the push pins and then take the lift of the paper and then put the push pins back again, because you totally see where they're supposed to be going. So now there's still some movement to it, so I'm placing piece of paper on to be able to flip them nicely to the back. And I'm grabbing my glue and I'm just going to cover the ends in glue. And it was such a great idea because the glue dries clear, it wasn't seeping through to the other side, and it definitely was holding them very well. So that's all you do, you're just gonna cover the end in glue and you let it dry. So here you have it. Now I have my little heart, everything is set and nothing is moving, and I am ready to start stringing. So I'm using just a thin string thread from Michaels. I have had it on hand, and that's also a great idea to use your leftover yarn and what have you for it. So you're just gonna tie double, triple knot on one of the on one of those little pins, and then you just go crazy. And there is no rhyme reason to it. You just have to make sure that you cover all the push pins, and that you kind of are going to get, like, you know, the coverage is pretty good. So you're just gonna go, and you see how easy it is going. It is just a very simple process. And the nice thing about doing your own paint pours is and using it with string art is that you can really match it to the color of your decor. So that's always a huge plus, to create those things by yourself if you can. Okay, so my heart is getting filled up and I'm pretty happy with it. And I have seen people create a border around their projects. So here I am, you know, I went to basically the spot where I started first, and I go and I create a border. Do you see the motion that I just go every pin by pin, and I do like a little round swoosh around each of them, and then you move to the next one and the next one and the next one, and at the end you're going to be left with this really neat border. I think it makes a huge difference, and it was just such a quick thing. So when you're going to get to the end, that is going to be the end of your project, and that's how simple it was. So you're just going to cut it off, cut off the string, and double tie it, triple tie it, quadruple tie it, just tie it. Make sure you tie it, because if that string goes, your project goes, and it just would not be a good thing. Well, what do you guys think about it? That wasn't too bad, was it? I really thought that the push pins for my fat little chubby fingers, they were working out great. And I think that I am going to spray paint some maybe in silver, and then you can use it for, I can use it for different projects as well, different string art. Well, my friends, if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you think about it. I think this was really an easier option to string art that may give us a little bit of hard time when we have to nail the nails in the wood. My friends, it was great hanging out with you guys. Till next time. Ta-ta!